Good morning, gentlemen, or afternoon. I guess it looks kind of weird. Been filming a little different here. There. Just need to put that back. So, all right. Okay. We're gonna take a little break from the startup plan. Lost my train of thought there. But anyways, I'm still coming over tomorrow. I'm hoping that, depends on how much snow is accumulated, determines what activity we will be doing tomorrow. There's a ton of snow. We can't go out to the field area. I guess we technically could go out. We'll just have to bring a shovel. But we'll see how much snow is out there. But anyways, I'm gonna pretend that that we can go out to a field and do this activity. So what we're gonna do here is figure loss from combining or harvesting. I don't know if your families ever really do that, but we're gonna go ahead and figure some loss, and I have an easy way of doing it. When we go ahead and do this, I have these things. I actually was gonna have you make one of these. So it's kind of a double lesson. Teaches how to do PVC, plumbing, how to use this, how to use the tools to do this. And then we go out to the field and we go out and use these, but finding this size PVC pipe is very difficult right now. It's crazy that you can't find it. I've looked in Menards in Jamestown. They have just the gigantic, 3-4 inch. I've looked here in Valley City. Again, they just have the gigantic 3-4 inch diameter PVC pipe, and you don't want that. This is 3/4 inch is best. And at the same time, I thought, well, I'll just go up to 1 inch because it doesn't matter as long as this size is the same inside, but then they don't have enough of these elbows. So it's crazy the things that you can't find right now. PVC stuff is one of them. So I'll just bring, I have 3 anyways. I'll just bring mine. And so what this does is it helps us figure loss in a field due to, a lot of times loss in a field is due to machine error. Or I guess in the end you could sometimes say, well, it's human error because, if a storm is coming and you were in a rush, so you sped up the combine a little bit and it couldn't keep up, and some of the beans or corn went on the ground, and then that's kind of a human error. But if you're following the guidelines, okay, this is how fast you should be going down the field. A lot of times it's the machine error, so you can kind of help determine if the header is causing it, because at the same time you really won't know, because if the header is causing it, or if it's in the back of the combine, it's just going through. Because there's really no way to tell. You can test different methods of doing that. For example, one way of doing it is, to see if your header has some issues, is, combine 15 feet or 15 yards. 15 yards is probably more accurate. Back it up and see how much, and then you're going to use one of these. Otherwise, a lot of times, it's just a machine error. A lot of times, soybean loss is just the machine error. Something's happening in the machine. So the way this works is, so this is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot by 1. So it's one square foot. So what you do here is you give it a toss in the field and it lands. Like, you don't whip it like a frisbee, but you toss it so it becomes more random. So then what you do is, inside the square here, you count to see if there are any beans. So if there's any beans or if there's any corn, you count. So the rule of thumb here, if you can read, I have the kids write it right on here. 4 beans per square foot equals about 1 bushel loss. So when you're throwing this, you're going to count every time. So then what you usually end up doing here is, let's see if this one has it. This one doesn't have it. You take it. So if I throw this 5 times in a field, well, then you're going to take the average of those 5. There are other ways of doing it. Some people will they'll go 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet, and then they'll lay this down within that 10 feet. And then they'll count. So either way, I like to do it this way. I like doing it this way because it's random, because you're just going to throw it in different parts of the field. You also have to look, though, if you throw this and you ended up in an area where maybe you were dumping, unloading the combine, or you're dumping the grain cart into the semi, if it's landing on that tendency, sometimes, beans will bounce out, accidentally didn't line up correctly. There's those areas, those you don't put in here. Those areas you don't do, because that's kind of unloading errors. It's really going to screw up. I mean, there's nothing worse. You're counting this, and then you got maybe you have 20 seeds and 20 seeds in here, and I'm thinking, wow, but then you realize, oh, this is where we were dumping the combine. So got to keep that in mind. Also, I always go out into the field. I stay away from the edges. So tomorrow, when we go out there, if we go out there, I'll have these. So I would dress maybe clay if we go to that same field. When you come to school that day, you can just see, hey, there's so much snow, we won't be able to get to you can't see, if it's absorbed in, or it's, I don't know, don't really know how much snow we're going to get. So it just says we're going to get snow. So if that's the case and we can't go out, I'll have another activity. Maybe I'll have you guys start the, I have this farming game that I like to play. It's kind of one that I made up. We'll maybe start that. Usually the first couple days takes a bit to get a good understanding. So I'll be there to help you through that. So, but maybe that's what we'll do if it's too bad. So either we're going to do this, or we start a game that you play every day. It's not, you play it every day, but it only takes like 5 minutes right before class starts. It's kind of fun. Kids kind of like it. So, but anyways, that's what we're planning. So we're going to take a little break from this. We'll pick up on the inventory and the rest starting next week, so we can get that done. Other than that, I hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow, third period.